Hi, my name is Andrew McLaren, and I want to help you support English language learners or English learners. We've got an image AI generated, but this is a good example of one of our tips. We've got four main ones. These should be tips that you don't need any major adjustments to what you're doing. It just takes some awareness. So the first one is using gestures. So if you're asking students to walk over somewhere and grab a pencil and a paper, then you can easily show that and tell them, okay, I need you writing during this time. Those types of like physical gestures or acting out things are really universal and they're easy to understand. So this isn't like sign language. So you're not saying like, okay, help that other person or using other words that are maybe not as clear, but a lot of pointing can really help, like go over here. Um, that stuff's very, very useful. Also, if you're just trying to avoid correcting their grammar or pronunciation that they're using directly, that is really good for early English language learners. So if they say something like and dog or something like that, you can say a dog back, like when you're repeating back what they said, or not necessarily like correcting them, but just kind of saying like, oh, I hear that you said a dog was walking across the street. um, so that you don't draw attention to the mistake and you're, recognizing what they're trying to communicate. While if they're paying attention, they're probably going to catch how to actually say something correctly. And then also using things like do not and cannot instead of using don't and can't. Those are a bit more advanced in terms of learning the English language. A lot of students struggle with that as well as double negatives. Grammar in English is pretty hard, so if you can use shorter sentences with only one negative in them and it's clearly the word not, um, then that really just helps them a lot. Um, And then if you're adjusting your speech to avoid academic vocabulary, so if you're working on a design project like engineering and designing, say the word make instead of design. There's a ton of examples like this. Like instead of saying observe, you can say what do you see, what do you smell. Just giving them more easy to understand examples that are not like academic words, but more just in common day usage in the English language. That stuff really, really helps them. So these are just four of my favorite tips. There are a lot more that you can do. I just really like having some awareness around these four because they don't take any materials or any prep time. It's just a way of being a bit more sensitive to students' needs, and this can also help out other students as well. Also, if you're not a classroom teacher, these things also help out if students are going on like a field trip or something like that. These are great tips for people who are not necessarily their primary teacher, but someone who's helping, giving them a tour, helping them do an activity at some sort of exhibit. These things do work outside of the role of classroom teachers.